Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. It is time for the monthly Q&A. That is, for you guys that follow me on Instagram at Federico Talks Watches, when you see the Q&A picture pop up about once a month, you can ask questions there, and I try and answer a bunch of them here on a video. Today we're going to talk everything from Seiko to Rolex to over-polished watches, a little bit of everything. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the limited edition Apollo 14 Mission Speedmaster. Haven't worn it in quite a bit. Used to be, well, still is, one of my favorite watches. It's just been taking a little bit of a back seat and resting in the watch box lately. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. Today we got a bunch of stock. Omega Speedmaster Sapphire Sandwich, the new Jaeger-LeCoultre Polaris Chronograph Blue Dial, Glashütte Panomatic Lunar Moon Phase, along with a bunch of other goodies. Only at delraywatch.com, link in the description below. And if you check Chrono24, we're probably the cheapest ones in the United States with those pieces. So yeah, guys, if you see me looking down, I'm just reading these questions. And if you want to participate next time, go follow me on Instagram at Federico Talks Watches. The first question is from Seiko Daily. And he says, looking to add a new watch to my collection. I'm torn between the Hamilton Khaki Mechanical or a Steinhardt Ocean 139mm. Any thoughts? I currently own two Turtles and a vintage Omega DeVille. Well, Seiko Daily, both are very good watches. You currently own two Turtles, both dive watches. The Khaki Mechanical is more of a field watch, and the Steinhardt is a dive watch. Personally, I'd go with the Hamilton for a few reasons. Firstly, I love the pedigree. I think they make a great watch. It's the entry level, or one of the entry levels into the Swatch Group. Solid Swiss-made mechanics made by, the Swatch Group, one of the most prestigious companies out there. Furthermore, I love the way it looks. I think it's small, it's elegant, it's sporty, but it can also be dressed up a little bit. It's kind of neo-vintage. Steinhardt, while I admit they do make a good watch, I just don't like their ethos as a company. Company mainly based on homage watches. Let's not start that discussion, but I'm not a huge fan of homage watches. And even though they make a quality product, I think you also already own two divers. Personally, for me, it's a no contest. Hamilton Khaki Mechanical all the way. Not to mention, I love the manual wind mechanical movement as well. Bod G92. The best safe to store watches at home? Well, Ty, it really depends on how much your collection is worth. I rarely recommend storing your watches at home. Safety deposit boxes are great, though technically if you read the fine print, you're not theoretically insured. As far as a safe, any decent safe is quite expensive. Couple of $1,000 at least, and that's used. You're going to want to go for a TL30 if your watch collection is worth under $300,000, or if you've got a really baller collection, you can get a TLTR. But TL30 is a rating for a safe. I believe it means it can withstand 30 minutes of fire and 30 minutes of tampering. So don't quote me on that. I know here at Delray we use two TL30 safes. And you can get them huge, 6 foot tall safes, or you can get them 2 foot tall. It really depends. But if it's not TL rated, it's not worth it. And in which case I'd probably keep them at the bank. Nathan Freeman 15 says, Federico Talks Watches. What dress watches have the lowest profile? Well, Nathan, there's three companies that can't be ignored. First, JLC. Very thin dress watches in their master control. Second, Bulgari, if you like a more avant-garde design with their Octo Finissimo. Or third, and the king of ultra-thin in my opinion, Piaget, the company I used to work for. Piaget's whole ethos is ultra-thin, and their Altiplanos are extremely thin. I think their 900p is 3.65 millimeters thick. Here you've got a true watch manufacturer, high-end, that has based their entire history on ultra-thin movements. Now, if you want, Jaeger does a fantastic job as well, less expensive, and Bulgari for the more modern stuff. But for me, Piaget, hands down. Let's see. The Bizarre Wanderer Please show us an example of an overpolished watch. Well, I don't actually have one in the office right now, but I will put up a picture right here. I haven't seen the picture yet, but take a look at the lines. Usually overpolished you can see in the creases of the watch, or it's supposed to be a nice sharp finish. You can see it's kind of rounded off. That is the telltale sign of an overpolished watch. Arenas, what Rolex would you pick for $10,000 or less? $10,000 or less. For Rolex, honestly, I'm a simple guy. I'd go with a Mark II Explorer 214270, or maybe one of those colorful OPs. I love the Hulk, but those are not under $10,000 right now. Most GMTs under. A vintage Pepsi would be a close second, but I think for my one watch, Rolex 214270 Explorer 1 rather, 39 millimeter. Very versatile, very well made. Dress up, dress down, great size, and well under 10 grand. Boy, I'm having a hard time talking today. Chrono Matthew, any tips for a smaller watch YouTuber? Yeah, Chrono Matthew, quite a few. I might be the biggest in size, but I'm certainly not a big YouTuber. I think the most important things are consistency. YouTube algorithm loves regular uploads. I've not been doing a great job of that recently, but if you can upload at least twice a week, getting traction is going to be hard. The second thing is, don't worry so much about equipment and lighting and, editing, stuff like that. The most important thing is camera presence. Talk fluidly, get to the point, have interesting opinions, and people will like you. And third, remember, Chrono Matthew, haters will be haters. Even in such a civilized hobby like watches, you'd be surprised at the amount of trolls. So, don't pay any mind to other YouTubers that talk smack about you or people leaving troll comments in the comment section. They've got nothing better to do. You do you, and if you do a great job, you'll kill it. And you know what? It's a philosophy I've taken, and I couldn't be happier with my progress as a YouTuber and a small business owner. DLAN31. What market price drops first? Vintage or modern Rolex? Well, DLAN, both are dropping. But honestly, I think certain vintage models are probably dropping more than modern Rolex. I think modern Rolex, Daytonas, Pepsis, they're always going to be in demand and above retail. The sub is a little crazy right now, but some of those crazy vintage Rolexes, vintage Pepsis, not even vintage, like 16570 selling for $12,000, $13,000. That's just nuts. And I don't think that is sustainable at all. Watch_Journey1. Do you ever experience watch fatigue? Being a watch dealer and talking about watches pretty much nonstop, Watch Journey, I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, I experience watch fatigue all the time. Luckily, I adore watches. They are my life. But I'm gonna be honest with you. When I get home, I don't watch other watch YouTubers. I no longer really read Hodinkee unless it's first thing in the morning for work. I deal with watches 12 hours a day. And when I get home, I take off my watch. I don't want to talk about watches. I don't want to answer watch emails. I don't want to wear a watch. I want nothing to do with watches. And I think that is important to kind of separate the two. I took my passion and my hobby and turned it into a living. And that is absolutely a blessing. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. But there are negatives to it. A little bit of the fun has been taken out, though I can't think of a better way to spend my days than being a watch dealer. But yeah, sometimes I don't want to talk about watches or look at them. And that's fine to take a break every so often. I'm sure people in other professions and other hobbies with similar passions feel the same way. Matthew Sal. Is Rolex going to leave Basil World? If so, when? I say in less than 6 years. Basil World is a dinosaur of a show. I've made videos about it. Actually, guys, search Federico Talks Watches and Basil World after you've watched this video. And I give all my feelings why I think Basil World is a completely useless ordeal, a waste of money, and how Omega made one of the smartest decisions ever to leave the show behind. I think now Rolex is going to enjoy it for the next few years because they're the undisputed king of the show, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them leave at some point. My guess is under 6 years. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. And of course, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.